Everybody, Ben Jacobs here. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about my time in Saudi Arabia. I've just landed after 10 days in the country. First of all, a big thank you to everybody that I met. The people were extremely friendly. I enjoyed some Arabic tea as well, and a very special dessert with Nutella inside a pancake. So I was greatly appreciative of everybody that I met. As you can see, I'm wearing a Blue Power Al Hilal shirt with Neymar 10 on the back, but I've also got an Al Nassr scarf and I bought an Al Ittihad top as well. So I'm supporting all of the teams. I started off in Dammam and I met two very ambitious clubs, Steven Gerrard's Al Ittifaq, who won their opening game of the season against Al Nassr. Big statement from them signing Jordan Henderson. And then about 10 kilometres down the road, I went and saw the Liverpool legend Robbie Fowler, who's managing Al Qadsiya, and they're backed by Aramco. And even though they're only in the second division, it's a club with big ambitions. And I saw Al Nassr play back-to-back defeats, unfortunately for Al Nassr. Cristiano Ronaldo played in the second game of the season, but they lost that match to Al Taiwoon, who were fantastic in the game. And now there's work to be done for Al Nassr because they only lost 3 games last season, and the champions, Al Ittihad, only suffered 2 defeats. So if Al Nassr are to challenge for the Saudi Pro League title, they really need to now go on a winning streak. But I was very impressed by the stadium and the atmosphere. And I went in with the Al Nassr fans in the second half, and they were all standing on these blue seats throughout the duration of the game, arms linked, scarves waving. It was a tremendous atmosphere, and more evidence again for those that say there isn't a football culture in Saudi Arabia, that's total nonsense. The passion of the fan base was there for all to see. And we saw that, of course, at the World Cup in Qatar as well, when Saudi Arabia beat the eventual world champions Argentina. After the Al Nassr game, I then caught the Neymar unveiling, and I was fortunate enough after the match to interview Ruben Neves as well. I think that Neymar is going to be a phenomenal signing for Al Hilal. And I spent some of the game in with the so-called Blue Power supporters group. There were 60,000 people or so inside the King Fahd International Stadium. And Al Hilal, even though they only drew that game, are looking very strong this season. I sense that Al Ittihad are obviously going to be contenders because they're the defending champions. But on paper, I feel like Al Hilal and Al Ali are really, really strong. So we're going to have a very exciting title race this season in the Saudi Pro League. And then away from the football, I was just hugely impressed by the hospitality and the friendly nature of all of the people that I met, whether fellow journalists that helped me set things up, or people even that I met on planes between places who were prepared to kindly offer me their WhatsApp numbers and show me around the city. My friend as well, Hatim, who is connected with Al Ittifaq, was kind enough to call me from London. He was traveling at the time, and even invite me and some of my media colleagues to have a Lebanese meal at his restaurant. And I'm greatly appreciative of all of the kind gestures that I received, invites to meals, and of course help to get to the games and interview various stars in the Saudi Pro League. So it was a very enjoyable experience. Of course, the weather was hot. I still didn't get a tan, even though it was 40 degrees. But what's clear from my experience in Saudi Arabia is that the Saudi Pro League means business. It's a highly ambitious project, and it's only going to grow from strength to strength. There's maybe some work to be done on the infrastructure side. Getting commercial growth is going to be important, and making sure that the league is watched by a global audience. Some clubs still have to develop their stadiums a little bit more and get into a kind of match day routine, because pre-match press conferences along with the post-match stuff is all going to help build exposure. But quite clearly, football is the number one sport in Saudi Arabia, and this is just phase one of a long-term strategy. So I look forward to seeing how the Saudi Pro League develops. And I'm excited to return and meet more friends from Saudi Arabia and see more games soon.